Who the fuck knows what I'm talking about?
I sure don't.
Let's eat this tree. My name is AJ.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
My name is David.
60% of the time, it works every time.
I'm Brady.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
And this is 30 and Nerdy. Today we're going to be talking about a fun, eclectic amount of things that I'm not 100% sure of at this time. So maybe David can eat this tree.
So this week, we want to touch on a few things. I want you to talk to us about the SNES Mini, or whatever they call
Brady
it.
got one too.
And Brady, I guess, can chime in on this. I'd like to have us hit the SNES, and I probably will talk a little bit about GTA 5. I know it's like 10 years late to the party. I know it's not actually 10 years.
Before we talk about that, you want to explain that picture you sent to me? It's like, fuck that pussy Destiny 2 shit. I'm playing the hardcore shit, Grand Theft Auto 5 or whatever.
Oh, because Marcus sent me, a guy I work with, sent me his, I think his Destiny 2 is like, it was a picture looking over the city from whatever, the Citadel or whatever they call it. And he's like, this is my city. And I said, hey, nothing. And that's why I sent it, and I just sent it to everybody.
I was like, what the hell does this mean?
Out of context.
Are you
GTA?
Well, I was playing Destiny 2 when he sent it to me. I'm like, are you shitting on me right now, bro?
Hey, you want to go?
You want to go? 1v1. Battle rifles.
Lockout.
Pistols.
Okay.
All right.
Bring it on, punk.
Headshot.
What would we like to start off with? SNES?
Sure, let's go SNES.
I'm pretty sure we're just going to touch on all sorts of fun things here. I don't really feel like this episode is directed in any one way. It's kind of a video game banter. Anyway, so the Super Nintendo Mini, found it at Walmart. I was very happy. I was so excited. I was like, KJ, will you let me play it? And she was like, fine. She's like, well, at least there's stuff on there I could play. So we brought it home, set it up, and the first thing we played was Mario Kart, and I fucking whooped ass.
Nice.
Then we played Kirby's Dream Land, and I fucking whooped ass. I'm currently playing through Legend of Zelda right now. And in less than 45 minutes, I am on my way to get the third pendant, because I'm just that good.
Nice. I have no idea what that means because I never played a Zelda.
Well, play it.
I've been thinking about it, actually.
It's fun. It's just a top-down sword whapper. It's fun. It's a fun game. Don't think of like all the shit that Zelda is now. Just
this looks interesting.
Basic fun game. That's exactly what it is. I love it. The controller feels like the original SNES controller.
That's what surprised me the most is how sturdy and good it felt.
I'm like, oh, I forgot how good that Nintendo used to be able to make controllers.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this feels just like the real thing. And then I played Star Fox, and it is still a really, really bad. That frames per second.
Like when you're having to weave in and out of buildings.
And it's like running at like 3 or 4 frames per second, and you got like fucking Falcon going blah 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 blah, and then Yippee is yeah.
I couldn't tell how close I was to buildings, and I just kept dying.
It pissed me off so much
Me
because
too.
that stupid motherfucker Falco, he'd be all like, I've got a bogey on my tail. And then I'd take care of the bogey, and he'd be like, mind your own business, Fox. I'm like, fuck you, you stupid shit. I'll let you fucking die. I'll kill you myself.
And then you failed mission.
No, you can let all 3 of them die as long as you survive. It's all right.
Yeah, your name is on the box.
But I forgot how good the music in that game was. That oh, it's so good. And I don't know, it makes me so happy to be able to turn that on and just relive parts of my childhood. It's just wonderful. It's a wonderful little thing. And I'm getting ready to mod mine out at some point. And it's really easy. You just hook it up through USB through your computer, and then you download a program that just lets you put more video games on it.
Nice.
And I have every single Super Nintendo ROM ever created, so 1.5 gigabytes of games. I do believe that they can only hold like a total, I think, of like 250 games or so.
But still.
I think all of my favorite games number less than 250. But what I'm really excited about is I never got a chance to play games like Earthbound. Mm-hmm. I really want to play Earthbound really bad, so now I have it.
Yeah.
I got the Secret of Mana reboot on PS4, and then I was like so excited because I haven't been able to play Secret of Mana in like forever. And then it's on the Super Nintendo now, but it's just like, no, I'm going to keep playing that reboot.
Yeah.
I like it. A lot of people hate it, but that's a discussion for later. I don't know. It's just the perfect nostalgia machine.
I'm glad they're doing it too.
And it runs on HDMI, and you get a clean, pixel perfect resolution.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about like trying to run an RF adapter through an HD TV and getting like that horrible, garbled mess. Or, having to buy like an HDMI kit. Or if you're going to really fucking go for it, buy an Arduino, which is the super high end, like they have the $1,000 NES and the $400 SNES.
Jeez.
Rebuilt from the ground up, 100%.
Yeah. So
but
it's
you
like
can
brand new.
But they like have like HDMI outputs and shit. And then they got moddable stuff inside, so it's like having a PC add-on on it. I think they throw like a Raspberry Pi type of interface in there, so there's that as well. I don't know, it's really cool. I like it. What have you been doing with it?
I've been playing a ton of Mega Man X. It's super fun.
Oh yeah, Castlevania 4's on it.
So is Final Fantasy VI.
I know.
How many Final Fantasies? Because which ones did they start the SNES with?
Final Fantasy 6.
Okay. That was one of the most beloved ones.
Mm-hmm.
I still like the first one the best. I mean, if I'm going for old school ones.
I've also been playing Super Punch-Out.
Ooh.
Take some.
Is that Mike Tyson's or is that the? Or no, Mike Tyson's was the NES version.
Yeah.
Yep.
It takes some getting used to, the controls and learning when to block and their shows, but it's super great. F-Zero.
Ooh, F-Zero
is
is
good.
F-Zero on the N64 was one of my favorite like party type games.
Me and John have been playing it on his GameCube for a while.
I love F-Zero.
Yeah, I love watching like speedrunners do perfect laps on it, and it's just like I don't know how that is humanly possible, but it's incredible.
Well, it's like because that one video that I posted of the guy doing the Guitar Hero, where every time they say a certain phrase that goes
Master!
It's faster.
he keeps on speaking up, and I just die laughing every time because whenever they say master, and he just starts screaming as he's trying to. And I like it because he doesn't get 100%. So I mean,
That guy always FCs everything too.
I wish he wasn't talking so much. I just wanted to enjoy the song.
well, see, I enjoyed it because I just laughed because of his commentary while he keeps on speeding up and master. Then I just found his screaming while he's trying to play the song every time they say master is just made me want to pee my pants.
He's got to get donations on Twitch.
I know. I get it. Plus, like, he still uses the old 360 Explorer controller.
Mm-hmm. The best one.
Yep. Before they started all those detachable necks and everything else.
I can't think if I've played anything else on there, though. I don't think I have.
So what games does it come stock with?
A whole bunch. Let me look it up. So we got Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart, Zelda Link to the Past, F-Zero, Super Metroid, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Punch-Out, Castlevania 4, Donkey Kong Country, Mega Man X, Kirby Superstar, Final Fantasy 6, Kirby's Dream Course, Star Fox 1 and 2, which is...
Yeah, didn't they get the one unreleased Star Fox game?
Yep. Yoshi's Island, Super Mario RPG, Contra 3 is on there. Contra's great.
I love Super C.
Secret of Mana, Earthbound, and Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars is like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I highly recommend anybody who has a SNES Classic play it. It takes a little bit of getting used to. It's a fun, quirky game. It's the last like pairing that Squaresoft and Super Nintendo did
Yeah.
before Squaresoft jumped over to Sony. So, and you could tell that they're really pushing the limits of the console, like at that point.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah, I love it.
I'm excited to play Earthbound.
The only cons is like they lengthened the controller cable, but still pretty short.
Yeah.
But it's not that big of a deal because it comes with like a super duper long HDMI cable. So like I just like pull it up next to me anyway because there's no way to soft reset it unless I'm an idiot. And there is, but I just hit the reset button on the console.
To get to a different game?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I do. I know that there are some third-party wireless controllers that I've heard a lot of people vouch for as being really good.
Oh yeah,
I mean-
KJ wants to pick up one, and it has a soft reset built in where it's like
Oh, nice.
LR and down all at the same time.
That's a good idea. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little thing. I hope they do it for the Game Boy next. Have a backlit colored...
They're supposed to.
I don't care if it's the black and white ones. I just want a backlight on it so I don't have to get a snake light and plug it in on top. I think that would be cool.
I think the next one probably, because they already have a Genesis one out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genesis wasn't really... I mean, when you think about it, I don't know.
Are you getting ready to shit talk the Sega Genesis, kid?
I'm just saying, as a system compared to like the SNES, it just... I don't
Blast
think
processing.
I don't care about the
Sega
processing.
does what Nintendo don't.
I just... The games for it weren't... I mean, besides Sonic and
Sonic.
Earthworm Jim...
Comic Zone, Earthworm Jim,
Even though
Vector
that was
Man,
on-
Mother,
Earthworm Jim was also on SNES.
Shining
though.
Force,
Just didn't... Just
Shadow
didn't do it
Run.
for me.
But I don't have any nostalgia for any of these games. They're all just new to me. So it's a cool thing, but I don't think it's as cool as if I would have played these games.
Well, that's
Because
kind
they
of...
came out most of them the same year I was born. So
Because that's kind of what I wanted to talk about also with that love of nostalgia is along with all the remasters. Like I put up the, what was it, Project Midnight that's coming out? Or what was that Cars game? Burnout Paradise?
Burnout Paradise, the best Burnout.
Paradise is the open world one, isn't it?
It's still good.
I like the one before that, Revenge. I think that one's my favorite.
I don't know. It's got all the game modes in it that you like.
Yeah.
Destruction. That's my main.
I like
go-to.
the racing. I like the racing mode best, just because you could slam cars and get them out of your way. That was super fun.
Well, because I was also looking, because and I haven't dug too deeply into this because I don't want to find out that it's not true, that Modern Warfare 2 is going to be coming out as a remaster. And I would be super excited for that.
Bring it.
I don't trust any of these Facebook video game pages saying like, "Oh, look at this game that's coming out." It's just
I'm hopeful, and I know that's because they already have remastered 1, so I know 2 is coming.
they have
Just
to. That's just throwing away money.
And the one thing I wouldn't even care if they didn't even remaster the story mode. Just remaster the multiplayer, because that's all
Yeah.
that people really care about. I
I
mean, there's
couldn't-
probably a infinitesimal, I don't know if I said that right, but whatever.
Close
a very
enough.
small minority of people that want to play I would play through the single player if they put it
I
in
would
there.
replay it. It's like 6 hours of fun.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, when they're making these, you know that they're making them for the multiplayer
Yeah.
is the huge crux of it. And I'm hoping that it'll probably be, once again, $39.99 or whatever. I'll pay it. But just going back to that feeling of nostalgia where you have all these kind of remakes and remasters, and how you play through them because you remember the great feeling of this game and how amazing the story was, or whatever emotions that are tied to it. And I always get this, I don't know, like I get too excited for it and then I'm let down because my excitement level doesn't match the
Well,
remembrance of what it actually was.
I think
and
in
is.
the case of Modern Warfare 2, that hasn't been gone long enough for me to have that feeling. To me, it's like it did what Call of Duty does the best, I think, of any Call of Duty for multiplayer.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So for me, it's just like, oh, finally a game that's better than everything else out, I'm gonna play it again. There's less nostalgia there. I mean, of course, I'm gonna when Terminal comes up, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this is where I got my first nuke.
Because I think the MK14, the single shot gun, is one of the most powerful single shot. And Terminal was my
FAL?
The 1870s.
No. This was a rifle.
Oh, was it?
So it was a single shot, and I think it's the MK14 or something like that.
There's the FAL.
No, that's a three round burst one.
No, it's not. The FAL is a single shot.
Yeah, but it's a different gun.
Okay.
All right. I'm just letting you know that the FAL is also a scout rifle.
Well, but this one was different. It looked kind of like I'm trying to think of what gun I mean, almost like an M16, but just sleeker. Its magazine was like maybe 20 rounds or 15 rounds, something like that.
Oh, I think I tried that a few times and I sucked at it because I couldn't place my shots well enough.
I sucked
needed
at
to
it.
Spray and pray.
I sucked at it for a while, but I got really good with that one.
Yeah.
Like, I used to play with one friend who was really good. And so playing with somebody else who's really good, especially when you're able to talk, I think helps out a lot with just getting better besides just playing.
Yeah. Like be able to call out places and have somebody else know what you mean.
Well, that, and I think it also helps that competition of driving. Like, you don't want to be on the bottom when they're on the top.
Yeah.
Because then it just isn't fun. So we would invent games like, okay, this round we're only using pistols, and then we try and see who does the best, and we'd still wind up with a positive KD ratio.
Well, if you got Kimbo Rafikas, you're gonna go like plus 70.
I can't remember what pistols are. I wouldn't do like the M9, but I would do like the 45 caliber,
Yeah.
a Beretta or something like
Deagle.
that. I didn't like the Deagle. I was too bad with it.
The recoil.
Yeah, the recoil was just, I couldn't get used to it.
Or whichever one has the
Revolver?
yeah.
Yeah, we would try that one. I wasn't very good, but
44 mag. I think.
yeah, if you could, because that was like a 2-shot or 1-shot if you hit like in the top center.
You
Oh, yeah.
played hardcore.
Oh, that's right. We did play hardcore because we got really good, so we would just decimate everybody. So we liked the idea of not having the mini map, not knowing where everybody was all the time, and so it made it just a lot more fun. And also because we got tired of shooting somebody with like half a clip and then getting killed.
Yeah.
And so it was really nice to just go plink plink. Okay, they're gone. Next person. But
Probably made it a
Terminal,
lot faster. Terminal was probably a cluster.
Terminal was so good
Just shooting through walls with that.
because well, you had to be careful because you didn't want to get friendly fire because you'd get booted if you killed too many people.
See, here's the thing. I couldn't play hardcore because that urge at the very beginning game to swap to my secondary and shoot an RPG at the ground held off the entire team. It was just too great.
You and Ben Hovey, two different people, same coin. Because Ben would do that. He would hop into a game, like I'd go over to his house, and he'd be playing Modern Warfare, whatever one was out at the time, and he'd play hardcore, and he'd go and he'd kill until he got kicked out, and then go into the next game, kill, get kicked out.
Doesn't that count
too.
as a loss?
Yeah.
He didn't
Who
care.
cares?
That's fun.
Yo, it was tons of fun.
So see, because even right now, just talking about it and remembering these good times, and I'm hoping that, because you guys, I'm assuming we'll get it too, same system, whatever one we decide to go for.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing I miss and that I hate about gaming right now is just because I'm so insular that I don't really have a lot of, like, because we're just all on different schedules. We all play different games, besides that you two play Destiny.
He doesn't play Destiny. I'm the only person playing Destiny.
I played it a little last
Now
night.
let me tell you something about Destiny 2. I play it so much that I'm always the top of the leaderboard in PvP.
Do you just do PvP and that's it?
When the weeklies reset, I do 3 heroic strikes, flashpoint, and then I'll PvP until I hit clan limit, and then if it's more lucrative to play PvP over whatever the flashpoint area is, then I'll just keep doing that. Or
'Cause I'll get on like Tuesday and Wednesday and play, and then there's no reason to keep playing the rest of the week
yeah,
because you can't get anything that's going to boost your light level.
no. For like I would say 2 months, ever since the Curse of Osiris came out, like within a week I was like a few points away from being max light. And then ever since, I've just been needing one piece of drop. One single solitary piece, legs.
Yeah, good luck.
And I just get trash after trash. I have like at least 10 330 shotguns sitting in my vault.
Yeah.
I have several 330 pulse rifles. I have several 330 rocket launchers. So many, or grenade launchers, not rocket launchers.
Scrap.
Well, no, like the colony. If that's what I used them for originally, like I made sure everybody had a colony and then knocked everybody's up to 335.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got to remember, like on my PS4 account, I have a Hunter that's at 334. I have a Titan that's at 334. And then I have my Warlock that's at 334. And all of them
Just need
one different item. So on my Titan, it's chest pieces.
Yeah.
On my Warlock, it's pants. Because the crazy part is, like, I get so much of the other stuff to drop that the other... It's really ridiculous because, like, I could switch over to my Void class and still be at 334 on all characters.
Yeah.
I could switch over to Lightning class, be at 334. Or I could switch over to Fire class and be at 334.
Yeah.
And all of them just need, like, the one bracket of item to be maxed out. And they just never fucking drop.
See, that was what was good about Destiny 1, because I remember I was at $399 and I needed 400 helmet.
They would drop 400.
And, yeah, but the thing is, the helmet wouldn't. I tried and tried and tried, and then I looked up, there's a chest you could unlock on one strike. So I would sit there and grind strikes over and over to get a skeleton key. And then, like, okay, I have to play this strike all day until I can get it to proc. And I did, and I got the helmet.
The crazy part
you can't fucking do that in this shitty, stupid game. You just have to hope.
Because, like, in Destiny...
terrible.
Well, here's the issue when it comes to Destiny 2. In Destiny 1, you were able to... loot would drop within your light range.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, no matter what your light level is going to be, you're always going to only get out of, like... so, like, if you turn in tokens, if you turn in engrams, except for
Right.
the yellow engrams,
Exotics.
exotic. Thank you. They will always be 327 light, no matter what. They will never, ever, 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 ever.
And that's including a mod that boosts
Yeah,
it up.
that's with a mod. If it doesn't have a mod, it'll be 322.
So what's the point of playing it?
I have no fucking clue, but it's fun, and I have fun with it, and I fucking destroy. Like, every single game, I'm carrying the entire team.
Yeah. It's just, they're going to have to do a lot to get me back to playing every day, because
Just wait for Season 3.
if the next DLC is anywhere near what Curse of Osiris was, I'm never going to play it again, because that was...
Oh, yeah, that was a fucking...
Like, the fact they had the audacity to put last week's strike point, or flashpoint on
Mercury. What a terrible flashpoint.
And how often does that public
It's every
event?
30 minutes.
Every 30 minutes.
Every
You have
30
to-
minutes do public events. So
And I've noticed...
now, if you're lucky like me, like I farmed enough to get the Cigar to Go shell,
Yeah.
so I get increased reputation thingies from Mercury.
Oh,
I get to
nice.
see where all the Mercury chests are, and I get to see where all the Mercury consumable or the
Nodes.
pickup, the node thingies. So since I'm able to see all of that, like every time you open up a chest, that's like 4% or 5%. Every time you pick up a simulation seed, that's like 2% or 3%. Every time you kill a yellow bannered person, whether it's like a Vex defender or a Mercury defender or Mercury attacker or one of those two, it's like 8%. If it's like a Storm Centurion, that's like 10%. And then if it's the things that I've never seen die the entire time, like Terminus, when it spawns, I've never seen... I've had like 6 people shooting down on Terminus, and then it's like he'll get down to like just like a little shrivel of his life, and it's like, Terminus's shield went down, so he went back into the planet's core.
Is that the thing that is on by the big ass sand hill?
Yeah.
Where you have
well,
to
he spawns either there
that
or
big shield around him.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I've never beaten
I've
that.
never seen Terminus die the entire time I played that game.
And I have noticed, maybe it's changed and I didn't know, but the before, when you're doing the flashpoints, it would go up by 20%, and they change it to 10 now.
Are you talking about for doing public event?
Public event.
It depends on how much you kill during the public event.
Because we got it to go
And if it went
heroic every single time, and it kept going up 10% increments.
That's really weird because I just did Flashpoint Titan.
Yeah, that's the one
today,
I was talking about. Yeah,
and or not today, but yesterday. And the first one I did, I got 33%. And then the second one I did, I got 33%, and then I had to do 2 more,
yeah.
and then I was done.
It was great. One of the first runs of the day, we took it out in like maybe 5 minutes flat, both tanks. I felt like a god. Like I haven't felt strong in Destiny 2 in a long time.
Yeah.
Because nothing.
Well, I mean,
It
they
makes me.
screwed up though because
It's
like
so bad. It's not worth playing anymore. Everybody stop. Go find something else to play.
but
Play SWAT on Master Chief Collection with me.
but nobody plays online on Master Chief either.
Find SWAT and Team Slayer. Halo 3 Online. You can download that. It's open source Russian version of the game.
No, thank you.
No, they moderate it and everything.
The hell were we talking about?
Something about dumb old Destiny.
Well, before Destiny.
Remasters and nostalgia that you feel towards
Sorry,
it.
Oh,
it
that's
gets
right.
so easy to trail off onto Destiny.
But
Disdain.
well, like, so they're getting ready to bring out a remaster for Dark Souls, which I'm really happy about. I wish it was Demon Souls because I never got a chance to play that,
Yeah.
and I would love the chance to be able to play Demon Souls. But I don't have a PS3. If somebody has a PS3 that they're willing to let me borrow, I got it. I got Demon Souls
Is
for
it
free on one of
backwards
the.
compatible?
No,
No.
nothing on the PS4 is backwards compatible except
Yeah,
for
you can you play it on their little streaming service?
no.
Which I don't understand that.
Because they're fucking dumb shit assholes. I'm being straight serious with that.
Well, that's why
Which, by the way, March, get on your fucking PlayStations if you got PS Plus,
Yes.
Ratchet and Clank, and then Bloodborne are
Gosh
the free
dang it.
games.
son of a gun.
Did you just buy Bloodborne?
No, I bought Bloodborne like 2 months ago.
Dude, download Ratchet and Clank. It is one of the most beautiful
Well, now you
games
can
I've ever
retire
seen.
your disc version like I will be.
I bought the digital version
Oh,
with
well.
all the DLC.
Well, it doesn't come with the DLC. It's not the old Hunters edition. It's just the base game.
Still,
I already have it.
it hurts a little bit.
I'm looking forward to being able to retire my disc edition.
Yeah.
And then Ratchet and Clank is just good old fun.
Well, I think that's
It's
the
beautiful. It's the best looking
But I've
next
been
gen game I've ever seen.
to like kind of like amp myself up for it. I've been playing the remaster of Dark Souls 2, because then I'll go into like a super fast and really well put together game instead of this horrible piece of garbage that is Dark Souls 2. And but like all these people online are clamoring for all these changes, like make it so you could more bonfires. Well, maybe they could put in a way so then you could travel between bonfires at the very beginning of the game. It's like, no. I want the game exactly as it was.
well, that's
but
the whole
prettier.
That's the whole entire point behind the game is that it's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be
It's
for the
not-
casual person.
It's
so you
not
can,
supposed to fucking hold your hand.
Yeah.
and
Didn't
it doesn't.
they add more enemies in certain areas?
That was Dark Souls 2, Scholars of the First Sin
Yeah.
remaster. So what they did was they changed where all the loot drops were. So like,
Why would
the
they do
chests
that?
don't drop what they're supposed to drop anymore. It really pissed me off because I've been rolling with like one Estus shard for like 2 bosses now.
Did they do it just like, it's
But
our
then,
game,
like,
we're gonna do it how we want now and mess it up?
So the B team did Dark Souls 2. And they feel so high and mighty about themselves because they got everybody to buy their game twice. Because they put out a really, really broken Dark Souls, and then they put out a shiny Broken Dark Souls. Both of which...
Well, didn't they come out right at the time of the PS4 launch?
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, assuming just like when they did that with The Last of Us, where they
Well,
had
yeah.
on the PS4 and Xbox 360, and then...
Because part of it was that. Part of it was they wanted to have, like... Because Dark Souls 2 came out, like, right near the tail end of the previous console generation. So they're like, all right, well, we'll port it over to PS4, but we'll update stuff. Because everybody's like, oh, it's too easy or it's too hard. Everybody was complaining, so they're like, well, let's put it in the middle of the line and put these super fucking ridiculous fucking dudes where they shouldn't be, like Turtle Knights everywhere. Why the fuck not? Don't aggro a Heights Knight, because then they're all going to be angry at you.
Were those the ones that were kind of along the
ones that just kind
coastal
of
path?
No, the Height Knights are the ones that are like all in white, and they just
they just sit on the floor and then they don't aggro unless you attack them. Mm-hmm. I hate those guys. I don't mind them if I can get them one-on-one. If you are unlucky enough to accidentally hit them while you're attacking somebody else, then you're basically screwed because they're just crazy. Once you get their timing down, they're not hard, but
that's the whole issue. Is that's why Dark Souls 2 to me is like a broken game, because they put in adaptability. So with the input of adaptability and agility, you had to like make this like trade-off choice to where do you want your iframes to count, or do you want to be able to do actions faster? And you had to sit here and write this stupid line between agility and adaptability in order to, instead of just having it be like, oh, this is built into the game. You know, like Dark Souls 1 and 3 and Bloodborne, where
they're like
you
use
an item
have to worry
and
about
it has just one speed, instead of like, if you didn't level adaptability, here's how fast you drink an Estus. Hit X. That's too slow. You should be able to hit X and then done. And be able to keep on going. Instead, your character looks around and kind of fucking tickles his ball sack or whatever. And then he's, oh, yeah, I'm going to drink the drink. And then he drinks it, but you're dead. Because all of Dark Souls 2 is fucking packs. It's just packs of enemies. How many enemies can we send at you at once? Here's 12. Can you handle... No, I can't handle that. I'm sorry. I'm like level fucking 10 with a +0 club. Oh, you're going to die a lot. And the worst part about it is like every time you die, it takes down your health, your main health, unless you go back into humanism or you get your humanity restored, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it's so infuriating because before I had a chance to like level anything up, I'm sitting there trying to grind souls, and what happens is that like one hit kills me by any fucking creature. It just comes up, whack, I'm dead, and it's just like,
oh, you got less health.
No, my health was like at half of my maximum, and that's the lowest it goes.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, do I want to waste, because there's only a finite amount of the human effigies in that game. So it's like, do I want to waste one of these to be able to do that? So what I ended up doing was, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna grind anything, and I just kind of like let my inhibitions go, and it's like, all right, if I die, I die, and I just started running everywhere, opening up chests and then grabbing the shit out of them, picking up like all the items off the ground, and then dying, repeat, die, until I picked up everything without killing anything. And then I did a high-speed run down to the fucking boss room, humanity restored, went in there with my fucking club, and then I killed. It was like super easy boss. You just go in there with the club and you just keep whacking his foot until he's dead. It's really easy. He has like one thing you need to watch out for, and it's a hand swipe. Okay, like if his foot stands up and he's getting ready to stomp, you just roll backwards.
Yeah.
Of course, you roll slower than a motherfucker because of the stupid adaptability and agility. And then I think the thing that pisses me off the most about it is that you're trying to roll through attacks. Like, this is what Dark Souls 1 conditioned you to do. It's like you roll through attacks because you get invisibility frames by rolling through attacks. You can roll all you fucking want, but guess what? They're still gonna hit you, and then you're dead. And it's like, this is really fucking dumb.
Sounds like
But-
a game I don't want to play.
I killed the boss. I had over 30 little soul items to pop at once, so I used my homeward bone, and then I traveled over to Majula, and then I used all of those items plus the boss souls I got for killing the boss, and I leveled up a bunch of shit, and now I'm unstoppable boy XD. So I mean, because then it's I had enough Titanite to be able to +3 my club, and I was able to +3 my fire claymore, and then I was able to buy bolts for my freaking crossbow and everything else. So I was like, oh, okay, now I'm having a wonderful time because I can effectively
not die.
play the game. I mean, because Bloodborne conditioned me to play that game aggressive.
Yeah.
So I'm used to being super aggressive and saying fuck shields and just two-handing whatever weapon I have. Because if you sit there and you're just passive the whole time, shield up, don't hit me. You're not going to have a good time. You should be going out there and beating the fuck out of shit. And that game hinders you from doing that because it slows down too many animations.
Skip
But
it.
at the same time, it's still a Souls game, which means it's better than most games.
Yeah.
So,
even with all its flaws.
Even with all its flaws, it's still a pretty good game. It's just
I liked Scholars of the First Sin. There was only one boss I couldn't beat that you beat for me. It
Oh,
was way
the
down at the
Fume
bottom.
Knight. Yep.
Yeah. I just couldn't beat him. I tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. Literally,
He's the hardest
hours
boss in the
and
game.
Hours and hours.
And then he brought his game over, and I beat him in an hour.
Yeah.
And
then
he's
then after
the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah.
then after that, I was fine, and I went and sat myself on the throne and was fine.
Dumb ending. Terrible. You don't even light a flame or decide not to. Just
Sit down.
there's so many issues I have with that game. We're just we're not gonna. Why is there a lava place on top of a swamp? You don't go up a ladder through a swamp into a lava place. But in Dark Souls 2, you do. Who came up with that idea? Fire them.
They're probably just wouldn't it be cool if there's lava here? Do it!
I don't know. But that takes me back to the Dark Souls 1 remaster. And everybody wants all these changes. I'm I swear to God, if they fucking change shit,
Just make it look pretty.
I'll be fucking furious. I want it to be buttery smooth like Bloodborne.
Yep.
Give me that butter smooth speed with the exact same playability of Dark Souls 1. And that's all I need.
Yeah.
Because Dark Souls on its own is a pretty looking game.
It is pretty good.
I have it. I have the digital version on Xbox 360, so I was able to download it on my Xbox One. I was playing it the other day. I was like, this game still looks wonderful.
Yeah.
And they're remastering it. And I think the main reason why they're doing a remaster is for PC players, because the PC port of it is pure. It's hot garbage.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Everything else though, A-okay. I think is that in a mixture of we want all of our Dark Souls games on one console generation, which makes sense to me. But another game could have been remastered in its place, and people would have been a lot happier, and that would have been Demon's Souls.
Yeah.
But you give and you take.
I will
So-
say, I think with remasters, remakes, and all that kind of fun stuff, is that if you haven't played it, it's a great way to be introduced to amazing games. I mean, Heavy Rain, even though I played that on PS3.
You got a remaster?
They have a remaster of Heavy
Yeah,
Rain.
I got it on PS4.
Oh.
It's
a long
an
time
amazing
ago.
game. It really makes me excited for a Detroit Become Human or whatever that game that's coming out.
Jason!
As long as they hire American voice actors to voice it.
Jason!
Jason! So bad.
I think he wasn't not an American actor. It's just I think his inflection was really weird. Or
He just said Jason really weird. Because the rest of the voice acting in the game
yeah,
is fine.
because he was normal and
Okay, I thought they hired because they're
But
a French studio.
Anytime I think of that game, even though I know it's like this beautiful cinematic masterpiece, I just think of the Mega 64 now loading Heavy
Jason.
Rain, and it's just like where they like try to open a drawer and it keeps showing the square, and they're like, and it's just like. It's funny because
it's just quick
it's
time
really,
event the game.
Yeah.
it basically is. And I'm awful at it.
Jason.
I killed all my characters in one playthrough.
Who is the
Origami Killer is
it Jason's dad?
no.
Oh,
The
I'm
real
surprised.
and there's like 17 different endings to the game, I think, or something.
Yeah, but you're not
ridiculous.
supposed to play it through multiple times. You're only supposed to get the one ending, and that's it.
Whatever.
That's what the director of the game said.
He knows that's not going to.
He said that you're shitting on him every time you play it again.
Well, then guess what?
Good.
He's been shat upon many times.
Yeah, I know. He loves that shit. He's a fucking German Scheist master.
But no,
Just
the
like,
Origami
pour
Killer.
it on my face.
The Origami Killer is the
Detective.
no. He's the private investigator. The fat white guy.
Yeah.
So a guy who knows how to not get caught for a crime.
Well, because the whole entire time he's just covering his tracks and seeing what people know while kind of inserting himself into the investigations of the Origami Killer.
like Ed Kemper.
Yep.
Everything goes back to Kemper.
What a fucking big bumblebutt.
Sorry, we're getting on to serial killers.
But no, like, okay, so I didn't play as much of that game as you might think.
I
I
didn't
got
play
past
any.
like the Jason part, and
You're like,
to the
"That's
part
all I
where he's
need."
like living in his like 1-bedroom shitty apartment or a 2-bedroom, and it's all like, all right, kid, go to fucking bed. You know, like you make his dinner and you follow the stupid thingy. Like, what does he have to do with the game? Does
Jason?
The kid?
no, that the kid's dad.
Because he's trying to find his... Because his son is missing,
Okay,
so he's trying to find his son. And then so...
did the origami killer take him or something?
Yeah. Yeah, so he is trapped in like this well or whatever, and I'm not sure the exact period of time, but it can't be that long since he's... Because the rain is filling up whatever hole that the kid is in.
Heavy rain.
And so he's trying to find him, and he has to do different things. Like, you go to this room, and you're not sure who
They
you're...
make it seem like such a big period of time because, like, he goes from having this beautiful house with his hot babe wife and his 2 kids to living alone, divorced, in this shit house, and just like his other, as he's got like partial custody of his other kid. So I mean, like, Jason is like Superman because he's able to live in that well forever.
Well, then what it also might be is that
This
his
is fine.
kid just gets taken, and then once the rain comes, then that's when the Origami Killer is able to do what he... Because, I mean, it's kind of... I think it's kind of like the ritualized killers where everything has to be a certain way. And so if it's not raining, then he's just kind of holding him until
Ah.
his plans are able to... I don't know if that's... what it is.
So only when it rains, then he's all like, "All right, back in the well with you, kid. You let's see if this. Oh, it's not filling up. All right, let's go get some KFC. I want to go see my dad. Shut up, Jason.
But
Your dad's a fucking failure now.
I'm your new dad.
I'm your new dad.
but
Now
going
eat my
back to
chicken, boy.
going back to remasters, and just at least for me, the idea of them kind of having this special nostalgic feel to you if you've played them, and then going back, Bloodborne. I think Dark Souls will be different just because it's, I don't know, the gameplay, unless they change it, is just so cemented that it'll be a perfect nostalgia trip because it is what it is, as opposed to when I played Modern Warfare, and I played through it when it first originally came out, beat it on whatever the hardest difficulty is.
Super insane and crazy mode.
Not hardcore, veteran or whatever it is.
Psycho groupie cocaine crazy mode.
Yep, that one. And then I got it when it came out with was it Advanced or Infinite Warfare? Infinite Warfare. And then I played through it again on veteran difficulty, beat the whole entire game.
Insane Clown Posse mode.
And the only one I haven't beat is the Mile High Club, where you have like 2 minutes to get up to the president's room inside Air Force One, and just going through
Harrison Ford movie,
basically, and just beside the single player game,
I belong in a museum.
the single player was exactly the way I remembered it. But going back to playing and I think it's just because there's so much more fast paced stuff with Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and tons of different shooters.
Slow?
It just felt slow and clunky and different. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still ran around with the noob too, but it didn't hold my attention. Yep. It didn't hold my attention like it used to when it first came out, and it just was this amazing game. And I think that's the difference that it's going to be between like Modern Warfare 2, is that there is this great love, and I think that was probably the best one. Modern Warfare 2 and 3 are really close for me on multiplayer, replayability, and love.
Modern Warfare 2 beats the shit out of Modern Warfare 3.
And I think that probably does edge. It won't come out miles ahead, but it is, I think, better than Modern Warfare 3. But I think that'll be the difference, is that even though it will be kind of slower and all these, Twitch players won't be able to... Because, I remember when Modern Warfare 1 came out, or Modern Warfare, that a lot of people who were playing it and streaming it were trying to do all the moves, like, sliding and stuff like this, and all they do is just kind of slowly hunker down. Yeah. Whereas old people like us who played it were doing fine because we weren't doing those moves because our muscle memory.
You could still quick scope. You could still drop shot.
Yeah. But like the sliding and jumping and running, gunning and stuff like that.
I have the opposite of that in other games. Like every game, when I jump, I try to crouch, like I'm playing Halo still. So I crouch jump in every game, even though it doesn't work.
So I think that was my main crux, is just looking at old games being remastered and put out, and just the feelings attached to them, I think, are sometimes, at least for me, too strong to overcome the game's actual reality.
Which brings me to the last talk of remasters, which is the Secret of Mana remaster. A lot of people hate it because it's still not the art style that they wanted out of the game. But instead of just like a 2D sprite, it's full 3D now. They threw in voice acting, which, yes, it's cringy. It's a Squaresoft game. Of course, it's going to have cringy voice acting. It doesn't matter. And then beyond that, though, I love it. I played the original Secret of Mana. I love the shit out of Secret of Mana. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. And I really don't feel a big difference from that original game to playing this one. There are a few things that they changed that I'm not very happy about, where it's like, but it's such minor things that it's not it does not impact the way I play the game. But it doesn't show the number stats for armor when you're trying to compare armor and upgrade your armor. And it doesn't show what items do. That's it. And then the music, like they kind of ruined it, and then they kind of didn't. So it just depends. Like, do you want to listen to the beautiful 16-bit version that they created, or like the new age, like with like actual instruments,
orchestra and stuff?
Yeah.
It just depends on that nostalgia factor.
Please some people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just like want to pick at it just for the sole purpose of picking at it.
Play the old one then,
because they're like, oh well, they added so much to the story, and it's like the only thing that they added to the story was the characters interact when you go sleep at an inn. That's it.
Man, game breaking.
Oh, people are pissed off about it, dude. And I think it's fine. I've like talked to multiple people about it and told it, this game is fine. I think everybody that's bitching about it is just being a whiny baby.
They don't like change.
Change is scary.
Here's the thing when it comes
why I
to
still play Halo.
remasters and remakes. Like, you can't make everybody happy. I prefer remastered Halo. I tried to play it with, like, original texture, and it looks
Combat
like...
Evolved? Oh, yeah.
And it looks like absolute dog shit. But the funny thing is, my brain remembers it looking like the remaster.
Yeah. Well,
And then I look at, like, the original, and then I'm like, oh.
So anyway, I think that's all I have for remasters, remakes, and all that jazz that we've covered earlier in an earlier podcast, but in a different light, I think.
Oh, what about Final Fantasy VII?
Which that one we've talked ad nauseum, but
Yeah.
I will say it's going to be dumb. I'm not going to buy it.
I prefer remasters over remakes because don't remake anything.
Remaking is bad.
Well,
but
it all depends on the game, but this remake is not going to be good because when people were asking for a remake or a remaster, all they wanted was just
when
beautiful
I asked for a
graphics.
remaster, I just wanted pretty fucking graphics.
Yeah, now it's
Wanted the
like
same turn-based
a
tactics,
completely
wanted the
different
same
game.
materia, wanted the same everything. Just give updated graphics for everything, so
Yeah.
that Cloud's arms aren't like a twig on one end and
Just like a couple
giant
of marshmallows.
tumorous bulbs on the end of his hands. Anyway, I want to talk about a game that is 5 years old.
It's only
Grand
been
Theft, yep,
5
19
years.
or 19.
Yeah, 1989.
2013 is when it came out.
Same year
September.
that Chaseway was born.
But my goodness, I can't get off that. 2013 is when GTA 5 came out.
Really?
And I just picked it up again for like the third time. And since I was on
Does
vacation,
it feel like the first time?
I really like this, and I'm kind of into it this time. Finally, the first time I got it, I was really into it. Then I got it again. And I was like, why did I get this again? Then I really, really, really wanted to play it, and I was on vacation last week, so I was like, all right, fine, get it.
Yeah.
The only crummy part was that since I wanted to play it, and I wanted to play it during the day, I had to do all online stuff because my kids are there, and if I'm playing Franklin's missions, the N-bomb gets dropped like every other
lot.
word. And so I didn't feel like having my 4-year-old just out there talking like some gangster to her G's. But I really like the story. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy all 3 different characters. I do find myself relating more to Trevor,
Trevor.
because he's a rage-filled machine.
Isn't he
Who
a
just does what I-
juggalo?
His friend is.
Yeah,
He's just a raging meth head.
yeah.
Just.
David has so much in common with a raging meth head.
I didn't say I had any stuff in common. I just said that I align myself with his
Connect.
attitudes. He just goes out and does whatever he wants to.
And
Feels like blowing something up because there's I just finished the mission where there's the Chinese people who want to invest in their in his business and start a gun running and drugs and stuff like that. And then they're like, oh, we're going to go with this other person. And then so he goes and blows up their meth house.
up.
And then he finds Michael. And he's very, I don't want to say forgiving, but he's just very in the moment and flow.
Yeah.
Because he finds out that Michael's still alive, and instead of wanting to kill him for taking the money from the heist and being really pissed off at him, he finds out that their daughter, or his daughter, Michael's daughter, is on that, American
The
talent show ripoff.
Yeah.
And then he's like, let's go. Because he likes the daughter. She remembers him because she gives him a hug when he shows up. Trevor. And
Trevor throws dick in anything that walks.
I don't think he'd do it to Michael's daughter because I think he feels that she's like a daughter to him.
Okay, I didn't know how. It's been a while since I played. I
Because
can't remember how much.
Because the son is talking about how that she's at the show, and then Michael and Trevor are sitting there kind of talking back and forth to each other after this is the first time they've seen each other, and then all of a sudden Michael turns around to his son because he finds out that his daughter's doing this, and then Trevor's like, well, we gotta go stop her, and so they go and make the guy dance in his underwear and post it on the internet.
Yep.
And I like that. I think it's funny that he has every range of emotion. Even later on in the game, he tortures a person.
Yeah.
Which
that
the only
sucked.
because I did the waterboarding because I didn't pull out his teeth or whatever or electrocute him.
Oh, I did the
I tried to pick
electrocution.
the least harmful of the
Can't
3.
you do all of them?
You can do all of them, or you can
I
just
think I may have done all except the teeth yanking.
you can
No, I
you can just
totally
keep on
did.
doing one, and I can't remember what the trick is to get him to just admit to whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, so you have him where he tortures somebody for the FIB. You have him where he saves the daughter from humiliating herself on TV, and you have the methed out guy who wants to run guns and drugs and blows up the other.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that. I think he's my favorite character. He's not vanilla. He's very.
I would say,
like-
is it Michael?
Michael's
The old
the
white guy?
Yeah,
He's probably my least favorite.
I don't mind him, but yeah, he out of the 3, he's my least favorite.
Yeah.
Franklin, I like his missions. I like
Franklin's
his.
cool.
I enjoy how he's trying, because it reminds me a lot of him trying to be like the old mob movies where he's trying to come up through the ranks.
Yeah,
And-
do it.
but not like because I feel it's more Italian style than like modern day street gang
Yeah.
ranks. I don't know why. I just like the Omerta and all that kind of fun stuff.
And Michael seems like he's a copy of Ray Liotta's character.
Yep, and that probably is
Yeah.
intentional. And every
And
person that I
Goodfellas.
have, since I'm trying to grow out a beard, and I have this like one patch that I can't. Like every character always has this huge bushy beard.
Yeah.
Just because I'm projecting of my desire to be able to have one on all 3 characters.
I forgot you could change their face and their hair and
Yep.
stuff.
So they go into the barber shop with no beard and pay $60 to get a beard.
I wish.
It's made out of pubes.
Hey. Looks like a beard.
Yep.
Smells like a beard. It's a beard.
It's just gonna catch food anyway.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to feed a bird's nest.
Shake over a bird. It's a glorified bib.
So that's what I've been playing. I think I've been having a lot of fun playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I either have to get up really early or stay up really late to play the story mode. But
Oh, did I tell you guys I thought Jupiter was a UFO?
was that your
Fucking
Snapchat?
tell me.
No, I was out on a deck smoking one night, and I'm like, what the fuck is that over there on the east? Like right above this horizon. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not moving, and it's orange. I'm like, oh my god. Is what I think it is? I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in for a little while, and I'll come back and check it. Then it's like, it moved. And I did that for like 3 more hours, and I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god, what's it scanning for? Why is it's on a trajectory? What is it doing? I'm like, I should get out my sky map. I've been looking at Jupiter for like 6 hours thinking it's a freaking UFO. I was so bummed. I'm like, oh, cool, it's Jupiter.
So one of the things I do miss about smoking is I would be like out on the patio thingy over here, like in the middle of the night, sitting in my chair, and I would see like space junk fall from the sky all the time, and I mean like it's just like this super bright like, and like you could see it like
falling off.
fragmenting into like shit, and I'm just like I want to know where that landed and where it hit.
Most of it didn't.
Yeah, exactly, but still, like, it's like one thing to like look up in the sky and see like, oh, look at all the Perseid, where it's like a million like fucking, shooting stars, quote unquote, whatever, a bunch of stuff falling at once, but it's distant compared to like up close and in your fucking face, like super bright white streak of light go, and it's just like, oh, that's a thing.
But I was so convinced. I'm like, oh my god, who do I tell? Do I get?
Why didn't you tell me?
Do I get MUFON? No, because it turned out to be a planet. Its scanning trajectory was just how it's orbiting out in space.
That's pretty great.
I felt really dumb.
So when the very first year I got like a camcorder, I got one from an ex like a long ass time ago, and I was outside recording, and there was like a huge anomaly in the sky, and I got it on video. I just don't have any way to play a Super 8 back. But
dad
like
knows
when
a
I
guy.
looked it up online, everybody kept trying to say it's Venus. I was like, Venus does not appear this fucking big in the sky. Okay. They're like, that's Venus.
I
It's
wanna
swamp gas refracting off of Venus.
I need to see this footage.
It'll be footage of us opening gifts, and then the swamp gas. And me being like, what the fuck is that?
It's an alien.
The
shit.
fuck is it? All right, let's wrap this bitch up. My name has been David. God damn it! My name has been AJ, not David. I don't know why I got David on the brain.
I've been one of your humble hosts, Brady.
And my name is David.
He's David. I'm AJ.
All right. Have a good night.
See you later.
Eat nachos.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.